water, they're immediately pretty dry.
Yeah.
In
Exactly.
the movies. It all makes sense now.
That's why Avatar cost like hundreds of millions.
Because they had to buy so much movie water.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and it was way of the water. Why would they choose to do that? Anyway, let's focus on this draft, shall we? As a Neela ban has come in here from GENG.
Wow.
A curious one, but might be giving away something that's been happening in scrims, as Jiwoo is, of course, known as the Neela guy, but has not been playing very much of it recently.
It was the Senna Neela.
Oh, there was a bit of that.
A little bit, little touch.
It didn't really make us feel like it was a bannable.
It wasn't about the Neela. It wasn't about the Neela. You know, it was more about making Vital strong on the Senna. But there's still respect. I feel like this is GENG in a nutshell. Is they'll be like, look, we may be facing the 8th place team in the league. We may have seen the Neela. It's probably something we can handle. Are we gonna let it open? No. We're not gonna take any chances. GENG often coming in, unless it's KT, it's business as usual.
Well, yeah, so this is sort of like going down the list of bans, and you can see some eclectic ones, and you're like, something is probably left up. And the champion that Canyon's got like a skin for and stuff is probably a bit of a big deal here. We know that they're very happy to first pick it, and then Nidalee does come in. Cassante going to be the next round, and there's the Lilia that we have seen find a whole bunch of success, and if Sylvie can have a sponge-level performance, this could be very dangerous.
Yep, you know, also means you have a pick that keeps up in terms of clear, but now...
Oh dear.
Renekton Nidalee.
Huh.
Well, and that's a Tristana pretty quick off the bat.
Yeah. Do we think that this is a relatively powerful first 3 picks for GENG?
I mean, I feel like it's how much you leverage it, because we've definitely seen Tristana fall off a lot in terms of priority since the nerfs. You know, Renekton Nidalee's great, but you're going to be out-teamed for by Cassante and Lilia. So, you know, I feel like because it's GENG, I have faith they'll be able to execute on this, but it does mean if it gets to the later stage of the game, you know, maybe they won't hold up as well. Which I think that's, if you're Nongshim, you obviously can't just give up all your early pressure, but having some late game insurance definitely helps a lot.
I would agree. And already I think it's a decent core for GENG. See what they do add to it. I think the same can be said for Nongshim. With what they've put together, the Ashe going to be taken away from Pays as we have a look at the bottom side of the map. What Jiwoo is going to be playing is a big question, because we know that this guy has a very extended champion pool. And it's going to be the Alistar first, taken away from Vital. Get a bit of a zoom in on him. I feel like he's been a great addition to the support role. Of course, was previously an AD carry. Played all over the world before settling back in Korea.
They're banning the Senna. I guess maybe, I mean, GENG have a crazy win rate in Senna, but also perhaps concerned about, on blue side, you get the 1-2, you can go Senna plus whatever in the same rotation. We'll see what else GENG want to ban in this situation.
Is it just more sort of engaged supports, like a Leona ban or a Rel ban or something like that, or do you agree on a handshake?
Could ban Leona, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff open that you could respond to. They're going to ban the MF. There's still like the Jhin open as an option.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a Jhin Braum angle. What do you reckon for GENG? Round it out?
Yeah, it's phenomenal stuff. Really top,
real clean.
Top tier. I mean, I think obviously you have the Nidalee who can play through the Renekton, but I think it's also important to have a support who's got really strong CC you can layer on. You could honestly just go Jhin Leona here if you really wanted to for GENG. I think it'd be a pretty strong rotation.
Wouldn't be too bad. The Jhin definitely a consideration here.
Very also fine if you want some more late game insurance. Works pretty well. And the thing is there's only really Jhin up, and I think Zeri's okay in a Jhin. Oh, Ziggs
That's
Leona.
even better.
Now talk. Okay.
Oh, okay. We've got a bit of an Orcs game. Bit of an Orcs game coming along as Pei's going to lock in the Ziggs, and the Leona is there for Lehens. Vital hovering a champion.
Do not play Vayne. Do not play Vayne. Smolder?
Smolder's that
yeah.
could be the way.
Yeah, I believe it. We've seen it before from Jiwoo. I believe it. I think you locked that in.
I want to write it in. I want to write it in
makes
so bad.
the most sense, but it's less funny.
Yeah, and
it's
less
Jiwoo. It's less. Yeah. Well,
less Nongshim. Zeri's going to come through, and it's not surprising. It's not bad, but it's not fun.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is Nongshim, they've got decent composition in the late stage of the game, but closing the gap onto GENG is going to be really hard. And the thing is, you're playing into Renekton Nidalee on the top side. Ziggs, Leona is a pretty strong lane on the bot side, who can obviously get a decent amount of prio once Ziggs had his first back. And if Chovy does well mid, if you fall behind, there's so much poke on GENG, you're going to have a rough time if you're not able to close the distance. And I think that's why they're kind of hovering the Kai'Sa, trying to have a pick that could potentially do that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. You know, I feel like if nameplates are off, you can always have an opinion about a draft, but they're not off.
Yeah.
And I think GENG I have pretty good faith in them to navigate this comp. And if they get a lead, they're just going to run away with it.
Yeah, it feels like one of these...
busters.
Yeah, it feels like one of these GENG compositions that's a lot more serious. And a lot... Like, it looks like a real comp, right? And it absolutely is. We've got Renekton Nidalee, which, you know, Canyon has terrorized the LCK with, you know, his version of the Renekton Nidalee for many years. And often it's it can also be Renekton Nidalee in the like mid-jungle that we have seen from him and Showmaker in the past. And now it's Keen and Canyon getting to work on the top side of the map. Mihail, though, is a Cassante guy. Like, he one-tricked this pretty much in Challenger for an exceptionally long time. So we'll see what he can do to actually mitigate this. Lilia, very powerful at the moment. Some opportunities here for Nongshim. See how they go as we hop into the Rift for Game 1.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Ooh, Nongshim fans in full voice here, and I really love the cheers there as well. One thing I do want to talk about, which is a little bit of a worry for Nongshim, is it's 2-1 in Yordles.
True. The Yordle Edge.
Yeah, the Yordle Edge is pretty powerful.
You know, I can see how this... Here's my view of how this game has a danger of going in the direction of, right?
Yeah.
Nongshim make a mistake.
Uh-huh.
They lose all 15 plates. The game ends.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that could happen. There's a Tristana and a Ziggs.
Tristana and
My
a Ziggs.
God.
They're so good at taking towers, and the thing is, if Canyon Keens, you know, let's say they make plays around top, they get fed, Canyon goes wherever while he's fed.
And it's also making plays around top, which is where Grubs are, and then Grubs pretty good at making it so tower go boom.
You know, Nongshim, if they get through the early game, there's hope. That's a big if.
The swapping of the lanes.
Well,
Wait, hang on, but Ziggs.
Yeah. You know what? This might be that mistake.
I'm not sure about this one.
Well, the thing is, I understand it from the perspective of you're concerned about the Renekton Nidalee, but I don't understand it from the perspective of your tower.
Yeah, it's your tower angle.
Oh, if Lehens is demolished as well, I mean, I think they showed the...
Wait. That's a big raptor. That's a big crocodile. It's a small deer.
Oh, Keen steals this would be so bad.
I know. No smite up and available. And watch out, Eep is a lot of damage as Mihail is going to walk over a ward. The slice is there for Keen to get himself out of the way. Actually picks the angle pretty nicely to avoid all three members of Nongshim. Just trying to be useful in any way possible here as a top laner in a lane swap scenario. Recently, we have had, was it Spawn, who was pretty outspoken saying that lane swaps aren't that boring. I would agree. I don't think that it's necessarily a thing that stops the action. I think that it's kind of transformed into a fun, kind of more macro choice that you can make if you do really want to dodge lanes. Instead of it being like, oh, and now we just don't have any top laners 1v1ing ever, and there's no skill expression and blah,
it's
blah,
also,
blah.
we've evolved in these, since the changes to fortification, the lane swaps have kind of been these short lane swaps where...
Yeah, it's like up to level 3, something like that.
I'm pretty sure they can get a third plate here.
Yeah, or just the turret.
I don't think they're... I don't think they're fast enough to get it yet. But it's so dangerously close. If they ever get pushed out of bot lane, that is a Demolish proc, a Ziggs auto, and a Satchel away from death.
They're a long way away.
You know, it's... I don't think they didn't get a single plate top, by the way. They didn't get a single plate top.
I mean, it's always going to be difficult.
I mean, they're always going to lose out in terms of plates, but I thought they'd get at least... It's actually so close to...
Yeah, it's basically satchel range.
Yeah.
It's so scary as Canyon hits a spear on a Scuttle Crab, which is obviously the hardest one to land.
This is very dangerous.
That's another one.
Well, it's the thing is as well, if they get that first tower, it's not going to stop there.
No.
It's not going to stop there. And now Paze is going to recall probably by... He won't have enough for Lost Chapter, so tier plus some extra AP. Oh, he's deciding. Yeah, tier plus AP. Then he'll head down. And again, you make a single mistake and your tower is gone.
Yeah, and it's not even like single mistake and you die. It's not like you just need to be pushed out of lane for half a second and your turret go boom.
Yeah. Oh, you walked in the river to ward and you got engaged on?
Well, they're getting engaged on here as well. It's the crash out here from Vital. Lahen's taking a lot of damage in the outset of the play. As Paze just throwing these bouncing bombs around, and now Canyon looking for an angle. Spear is going to connect. Pounce has been extended, and Canyon, I think he might have been watching our series a couple of days ago and elects not to go for the dive. And now Lahens could just straight up be in trouble. Jiwoo is burning down. Lahens is surviving. Jiwoo picks up the first blood, but it is immediately answered, and Paze is the one that's still alive.
Yeah, and now, I mean, that tower is still low. Vital, you have to stop him from taking the tower.
There are too many minions.
Yeah, I think, okay, maybe if Vital positions aggressively enough.
Oh, he skated through the
side.
wall. It's Zeri, so it's fine. He's back.
Yeah, Sylvie. This one auto and Satchel and it's gone.
Oh, okay. Paze might also be baited in as he does try and satchel his way out. Vital good position here, but
you know this.
Tanking a lot of damage.
I've played a lot of Ziggs.
Yes.
I've died for a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
It's so hard to resist. He wants it dead as soon as possible.
Maybe it was actually part of the game plan here for Nongshim, was to just make their turret look as juicy as possible so that they overextend to try and get that satchel explosion.
That's an interesting strategy.
Honestly, might have been effective, as Buster Shot actually going to be employed here by Chovy just to disengage from Fisher, as that was a really nice satchel. And Jiwoo may just be dead again. Hextech Minefield does go down. Lahen's not wanting to tank up the turret, learnt from his previous death.
Yeah, he's not dead, but he's very low. Paze just popped a biscuit for some more mana.
Ooh, Sylvie.
Oh, and now they have a grub. They're going to get grubs as well.
Yeah. You can see where the Renekton is as well. This is going to be a tough one for them to fight, but Fisher does get inside track.
Oh no, Renekton's coming. Leave, 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 leave.
Yeah, please leave. This is it's not something you want to stick around for. The flash forward, and the Ravenous Hunter is going to be able to help lock down the Corki and take him out. So Fisher is unfortunately just going to give a free lane over to Chovy. And it's the whole give an inch, take a mile type scenario here. Chovy pretty good at making use of some free time.
Yeah, so Lahen's is pretty low here. They engage on him. But Jiwoo ends up cleansing early, really early there. Cleanses the root from the E, and so doesn't cleanse the Ignite. I think probably would have gone down anyway, but a little bit of a misplay. And obviously favored GENG with who got the kills and who survived to push afterwards. And here, it's a Renekton, you know.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Just a little bit naive there from Nongshim approaching. And honestly, it's 7 minutes. That tower's not gone down. I'm kind of impressed.
Yep. It is going to be the first 3 grubs that are taken by GENG. The game plan is well and truly still on, and it's only 7.5 minutes. We're halfway through the time of plates being around. And yeah, Ziggs is very close to getting his first. So we'll see how the rest of the game is going to go, because there is still a fair bit of time left for these plates to be claimed.
Yeah, I think honestly, they should just bring Canyon down bot and then just pressure the tower to get the plates. Yeah, Chovy not having too much of a fun time in this matchup.
Yeah, that is a bit of a rough one, as the spear is just going to be avoided there by Fisher very nicely. Still about 6 CS in it, and Fisher still holds on to a lead despite falling down in the grub pit. Not too bad at all. 800 gold going to be the difference between the two teams. Could have been worse, as Sylvie's going to make it even better as the ultimate does come on through. Koldomik is decent, but not decent enough, and that's Mihail picking up a kill. Great position there from Sylvie. The immediate answer is this Drake on this bottom side of the map for Canyon. Mihail's going to get himself a plate as well, and that's really shoring up the gold gap. Yep,
Definitely nice, good moves there from Nongshim. Now Vital looking for Canyon here, but I'm not sure what you can really achieve in this situation.
you will be able to find him, so he at least achieved that. The finding of the cat.
Yeah.
And that is going to be the Drake secured. Next one going to be an Infernal. As big one avoided there by Chovy. Pretty important, to be perfectly honest. That one doesn't come on through. As the cannon does get secured. As Canyon looking for a spear. You'll find the turret. Nailed it.
Jump in and auto.
Yep.
Nidalee gank.
Is that considered a miss still? Because he did hit the turret.
Yeah, I think unfortunately. There's a lot of abilities that can do damage to turrets in this game. Not Nidalee spears.
But I mean, he still, like, he hit the target, even if it didn't do damage.
Yeah, well...
Not going to give him benefit of the doubt for that one?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to give him benefit of the doubt, because I feel like they should just go bot, you know? I'm just going to say it. Like, the tower is so close to being dead, just kill it, free up your Ziggs. Tower taking across the entire map. That's the goal.
Ooh.
You know, Canyon's doing this
They're
thing
waiting.
Farming, which I know Nidalee's like to do.
Silly.
Yeah.
That's not what you should be doing. They are going to stick around here on this bottom side. You can see Vital did go home. Jiwoo stuck around just to make sure that he could catch the wave. And now finally the back is actually going to be completed here by Pays and Lehens. So we're going to check out this one more time. Just good positioning here from Sylvie to start it up.
I think, did his dash get interrupted by the sleep? And that's why he didn't get it. I wasn't sure, to be honest, how that exactly. It's hard to see without like having the abilities up.
He did press the lilting lullaby.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, against Lilia and Xante, there's not much you can do in that situation. I think Keen thought he was safe that close to tower, but obviously he wasn't. And Canyon on bot side now. Now is time. Although I think actually Paige just gets it on his own. He should have it now.
Well, there is an explosive charge on this turret, and there it is. So the turret does fall down. That is first turret blood going over to GENG. Not to mention the fact that Pays gets all of that local gold. King got a few of the plates earlier on, and he's going to be pretty happy about that. But this is the beginning.
Yeah, that's one. There's Grubs up in 15. You have 3.5 minutes to get 9. We'll say 9 plates from now. 9 more plates from now.
Yep.
You can see him opening on the top side of the map. It's go time.
It is. We've really got to get our waddle on as well. There's only 4 and a bit minutes left to lock all of these plates down.
You know what? Even if GENG win, if they don't get the 15 plates, I'm seeing that as a...
Even if they lose, but they get the 15 plates, we call it a win.
Yeah, 100%. It's about sending a message. It's about getting the dopamine fix from
100%.
satcheling the towers.
Ooh, Spear almost actually connects onto that one, but does hit Mihail, which does a fair bit of damage. This is the Grubs, though, that GENG really wanted to create a monopoly for. Not going to be able to do so because 2 of them have already gone over to Nongshim. They should be able to even things out here as well, as the 3rd one will be falling. Nicely done.
Yeah, they TP Chovy bot, so weren't even too interested in contesting it, it seems.
I guess they realized that it would be cheating to have also 6 Grubs and Tristana and a Ziggs.
They're like, we can do it without the Grubs. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it yet, though.
I kind of, well, I don't know about the 15 plates thing, but I do think like the taking all of the turrets on the map thing certainly could be happening here. As Blade of the Ruin King pretty good into Mihail. At this point in time, Chovy just trying to rain hell down upon him, and Vital comes on over, so it's going to be the Tristana backing off. Pays set up in mid. And will now just try and take what he can. Lehens walking from behind the turret. Solar Flare not quite going to connect, but does find the Zenith Blade. And bye-bye Fisher. That is Lehens tanking it up very, very nicely. Demolish proc comes on through, and that's another plate going down. This time it's not the Ziggs.
Oh, and Ziggs is there now.
Oh, are they setting it up? Setting up the push as Mihail's trying to come back. Canyon's here though, and Vital might be as well, but I just don't know whether it's going to be enough to try and defend here.
I think they can get this tower, but it's only a minute and a half till the plates are gone, so...
Yeah, mid lane might be a bridge too far. We'll just have to see. This plate likely to fall down. This control ward is going to be taken out. There is the 1 extra plate.
Okay, they are slightly over halfway, and they have a minute left. You know, time's ticking.
Yeah, it's looking a little dicey.
Yeah, this was a bit dicey and slicey.
Yeah. I see what you did there. That's a Renekton ability name. Fun.
Absolutely. Not much the Corki could do there. The ult didn't actually connect, but the follow-up was there from Lehens, and now 55 seconds.
Oh, dear.
I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to make it.
I'm a little bit worried about it. There is a Ziggs parked in the top lane, but I think Mihail might be able to move these minions away from the turret and stuff.
Yeah, I think... Man, Canyon's just, he's doing the farming thing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, the Nidalee thing where you farm really fast and get a CS lead?
Yeah. He has done that.
Yeah.
So at least he's trustworthy on that front. As Jiwoo going to take a full explosive charge. And Vital not going to be able to find that Shattering Strike. So, as it stands now, it is almost a 3,000 gold lead for GENG. Only a 1 kill advantage. Nongshim still able to do battle here in this game, but unfortunately the macro aspect hasn't necessarily worked. And this is what happens when a team... Oh, dear. Jiwoo is now realizing that Canyon has a Leandri's completed.
That's too late. ATP's mid, guys, is too late. The plates are gone. I'm sorry, you failed.
Yeah.
You may win the game, but...
What about just kill the turret, though? Because now that plates are gone, the turret takes lots of damage.
Yeah, the thing with Ziggs is Ziggs does so much damage to turrets anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't notice.
You don't need the turrets to be gone.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, I mean, GENG is still winning, but, you know, are they...
Is it really winning?
Is it really winning?
Yeah, that's a good point.
This is not the Ziggs experience that you want. Okay, I'm just going to lay it out there.
Yep. Well, I'm really... Okay, Lahen's going in. Looks for the Solar Flare, predicting a flash out from Jiwoo. Does get the cleanse.
Gold from plates. Come on, man. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, that's not Ziggs numbers.
That is some Ziggs damage.
That is Ziggs damage. Oh dear. There are the Ziggs numbers. We found them. Teleport in. Looks like GENG do not want to give away. Oh, that's just an immediate flash, and Sylvie's dead. Oh, blink and you miss it. Wasn't even able to put them to sleep.
Keen fully understands his job when he's playing the Renekton Nidalee. He's like, I hold them still.
Yeah.
Immediate.
It's working. Maybe he had a chat to Noguri beforehand and to Khan, and was just like, oh, so what am I supposed to do when I play with Canyon? And they're like, press W on Renekton.
Yeah.
And he's nailing it.
He's doing a good job. Doing a fantastic job of that.
And now, Kingen, he spoke to Kingen as well.
They're going to lean mid. Jiwoo's here, but... gonna ult.
Okay, that's a big crocodile. And big crocodile scary enough.
He missed the satchel.
Oh dear.
Oh my.
Oh. Lordy.
There's no worse feeling. You know how I said the best feeling in League of Legends is when you satchel a tower with plates and it makes that beautiful noise, you get all that money. The worst is when you miss the threshold slightly and it doesn't die.
Well, he at least now has the opportunity to go up and take it for free. But there are no minions, so he's not going to be able to. Just needs a little bit of spare time. That is fine. Still going to be going down, but it's only a 2,000 gold gap between these two squads. Yeah, this was somewhat decisive.
Yeah, flash, stun, dead.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
This might be a sign of things to come. As GENG probably want to do basically that to set up for any play that they're going to go for. And while they do that, they have Chovy and Pays inside lanes, just killing structures.
Pays has 2 items.
He does.
You know, pretty early on.
Would you say that this is a decent clip? Or should you have 3 by now because you've taken 15 plates?
He should have he should have sorcerer shoots finished, you know.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. A little bit bonus on top of that.
But he didn't build a Seraphs.
True. You know, I feel like the Ziggs builds have been improving so much in that they haven't been building.
Yeah.
It's not even Seraphs, it's the Archangels rush when they have like 140 stacks and they build an Archangels. It's so useless.
Doesn't do a whole lot. This time around, though, went for Horizon Focus as well as the Ludens. As Canyon pouncing on out of there. Chovy doing battle with Fisher and will just rocket jump his way out to relative safety as Fisher is going to be... Yeah, that was a cover me, says Chovy, and Canyon says, all right. And throws a nuke in spear form towards the Corki. Mihail and Keen are fighting. And a Mega Inferno Bomb sails into a Tri-Brush.
It's a zoning Mega Inferno Bomb.
Well, it's zoned because there was no one there, and that must have been because he threw it there.
Yeah,
Right?
He didn't want them to be in that brush.
Did Nongshim get the Herald? The result is outcome-based analysis, all that sort of stuff.
Assessment.
Yes, outcome-focused assessment. That's the one, as Fisher is just going to kill a crocodile. Nice teleport in here from Fisher, and really good from Mihail just to hold Keen in place, help lock that one down, capitalizing on the lack of the flash that was available. As Rift Herald going to be piloted by Lahen's, always a dangerous moment, but it will be taking down this turret. Successful charge, and another one. Lahen's, okay, here's your big test. Let's see whether he can do 2 in a row as the pounds forward. Sylvie going to try and put Canyon to sleep. Will be successful as now Vital gets a Magnet Storm off, tries to flash to get in range of Canyon as well, but I think he may have overextended. Never mind, the spear is going to miss. more fighting happening here, but Mihail, not a lot of damage on him, and isn't going to be able to lock anyone up, and Lance is still looking for that pesky Rel, who just barely makes it out.
Yeah, so decent defense coming out from Nongshim. They're only 2,000 gold behind. They are actually not even that far behind in terms of structures either.
Yeah.
All things considered, Nongshim's game state's pretty okay. You know, I honestly imagined they'd be in a much worse spot than this, but they've kind of held on pretty well. We see the bot lane player, the double TP committed when Keen's a bit too deep in the fight. It's also Cassante, so you're not leaving if he doesn't want you to.
Nope. Just presses his all-out button, and that is Fischer locking down the kill. And like you say, it's the gold lead has actually shrunk. So it's now better for Nongshim. It's under 2,000.
Yeah, there's going to be people who are saying, like, oh, you're being unrealistic. You know, do they need to get 15 plates? Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Would have helped.
It's not a crazy gold lead, all things considered. They do have a 2-dragon lead, though, and it is Hextech Souls. So you see Jock jockeying for position right now, Bernardo brush in control of Nongshim.
It is a nice
Chovy
time.
Has TP, but isn't here right now. So if Nongshim start the fight quickly...
Oh god, Fischer is taking a lot of damage here, as Spear is barely going to miss. Teleport still being held by Chovy right now as Mihail looks for a Q, doesn't find it. And they blast cone their way over. 3 members of Nongshim now set up. The Sylvie is going to start this dragon off. Canyon in position. Mihail looking for a flank angle, but will get engaged on. The dragon is being burst down though, and they do need to take that in mind as Canyon setting up for a 50-50. Who is going to get it? And it will be Sylvie that locks it down. And now Nongshim trying to get themselves out of there. They're not going to be successful. That one wasn't zoning. That one was damage as Keen is able to lock down Fischer to start this one off. Sylvie is now just running the other direction. Vital is in an alcove, and Jiwoo is also just seeing whether he can take an inner turret with the time that he has on his hands. That's a fadeaway jump shot there from Pays to help him get an assist, and Canyon will find Jiwoo, and Jiwoo's going to ult and see whether he can just kill Canyon straight up, and that is probably going to happen. The flash in, okay, that's one way to do it, and he just trades 1 for 1. Yeah. And I love it. He probably would have died if he had stuck around anyway.
Yeah, pretty good trade. Honestly, takes down Canyon, gets a decent amount of gold from it. Gold in Azeri, very valuable. It's a trade of flashes as well. So good moves from Jiwoo. It's still GENG open up that gold lead a little bit more, but they managed, you know, Nongshim managed to get the dragon. I think they're happy with how that played out overall, even if the fight wasn't ideal. And they do go down 2 kills. Fischer gets caught here, doesn't have a way of getting away. And yeah, you know, overall, obviously, GENG gets more gold from this, but I think if you look at how that fight ended, it looked like a disaster. It didn't pan out that badly.
No. Not at all. Especially with this as the result. Jiwoo just flashing on top of Canyon to make sure that he grabs it. And Canyon putting down a trap just before falling. A little bit unfortunate there. So, close to 3,000 gold the lead for GENG as a result. They still managed to come out ahead. But Nongshim's still in with a fighting chance, absolutely. And I feel like these Lilia compositions are really starting to come around. We thought that maybe this was one of those things adopted from the LPL, where the LPL finds a whole lot of success with the champion and just isn't for us here in the LCK. As Sylvie able to dodge that one. A lot of movement speed on the Lilia, definitely working out. But ever since we've had a few of these, you know, sponge-esque performances on the Lilia, we're starting to, like, realize just how powerful she can be. Here in the LCK.
I think a lot of skirmishing power, the ult's huge in team fights, but still has the fast clear speed that we're looking for from these AP junglers.
The good old flash QR, you know, like the new and improved Morgana, basically, where you just definitely get a lot of value in team fights. Just seems to be very, very valuable. And Keen going to be taking down the Krugs here towards his bottom side. Mihail just vibing, having a good time. I think going to be building towards item number 2 very, very soon. And this Cassante just out of the woods almost entirely as far as how things went in the early stages of the game. So I don't know, I reckon Nongshim looking in pretty good form. It could just all fall apart in the blink of an eye, though. This is the problem.
I think the thing is, it could be so much worse. I think that's kind of the
yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing we're trying to hit on. I honestly saw it going in a much worse direction, but Nongshim aren't out of the game yet, which is saying so vital.
Oh dear. Well, Spear gonna
They currently aren't out of the game yet. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. It just feels okay. Crash down, very important.
It feels as if they're playing against GENG.
Yeah.
Which is always dangerous.
And then there's like, if a team fight is won by GENG, they take like 5 turrets. That's what's going to happen. That's the biggest problem. And anyway, Canyon, Lehens just parked in the enemy jungle. As Baron's been up for 3.5 minutes so far in this game, as Paze is able to lock down that big Raptor.
I'm starting to see some of the pressure, the poke though, from GENG. Hard to approach. Unless you have a clear plan of engage, it's a struggle.
Yeah. And this is the siege as well. The GENG has at their disposal. You look at the composition and you're like, oh, it's a lot of early game. How are you supposed to play out the later stages? Well, there is just a very clear plan after you set up any sort of map control to just live in the enemy jungle, create space, allow Chovy to then get anywhere near a turret, and it dies, especially with Paze there to lock it up as well. So the way that you play out the end of the game is actually very clearly done, even if you don't necessarily have a massive lead, which other early game comps may not necessarily have the same luxury to do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the thing, is that Tristana Zig's still going to be strong later on. The poke potential's there. That's one of the concerns, is Nongshim need to be really smart with how they approach team fights. We have Dragon and 30. They want people on the flank. If you're just running towards GENG, they can kite you out pretty effectively. And you also don't want to sit there and just get poked by them. Not a fun situation to be in. So maybe Mihail getting on like a TP flank or something could be good. Vital finding a good angle. They do have the Hex Gates, which does make it easier to try and find some interesting flanks. But yeah, you're seeing already the poke starting to come down on Jiwoo and Mihail there. Now Jiwoo does have Bam Scepters, so he can sustain up a little bit.
Yeah, I think third item BT is probably a good call in this game, as Lehens on the Leona is just looking tasty here, trying to act as a bit of a bait, as it looks like Soul Point might be a little bit more possible for GENG this time around. Bowling Ball avoided it, and Lehens is able to just continue moving forward, create all that space as Zenith Blade will connect. He's actually looking for a little bit of an engage, does know that Mega Inferno Bomb has a lot of range, so there's always follow-up, as the Drake is going to be consumed, and GENG, I mean, this could have been Soul, and so Nongshim being able to win that 50-50 in the last team fight does give them, you know, an extra 5 minutes to maybe find some way back into this game. Because I think if Hextech Soul happens, it's doomed, right?
If Hextech Soul happens, it's super over. Like, when you're into a long-range poke comp and they get Hextech Soul, it's unplayable. So, yeah, they can't give that one over. I feel like giving over this one feels a bit rough, though, now that GENG are one away. If it does come down to a flip in the future and you lose, well, they've got Hextech Soul for the rest of the game. And you're not quite as good at GENG as killing, like, 18 turrets in one push. I feel like they really need to just find an angle so they can get onto the backline of GENG. And the thing is, because the game's going slowly and they're very hesitant, everyone has all of their summoners up. So you need to burn some. You need to try and take flashes of the likes of Paze if you're going to win a team fight. If you just wait for 4 minutes for the next dragon to spawn, you're not going to win the fight.
Well, Canyon is just going to steal away a rebuff. That means that the entire team of Nongshim does not have access to that. Canyon just going to pounce his way out of there as well. Yeah, I agree that it's a little bit dire, especially when you're just seeing everything except for smites. And, you know, Keen's teleport, so there's that. But how do you get Paze's flash? Because I just feel like getting to him is...
look for like an aggressive sort of pick attempt.
Yeah.
Paze flashes away, you don't kill him, but you get the flash, you know?
Well, Lehens is just going to look to try and lock down Vital. Hextech Minefield is actually a lot of damage here as Jiwoo's skating in. There's the fadeaway, as teleport will come on through. Mihail looking for Lehens, but Vital isn't engaging anytime soon, and now Canyon's turning up. Chovy teleporting in. We'll find a lot of explosive charge damage onto Mihail as now Keen. He's already precast the ulti, and we'll be able to just take out a ward afterwards. Mega Inferno Bomb just to clear out the wave here. Doesn't fully do it, but now Chovy's jumping in. Nongshim getting lower and lower. The bowling ball will be avoided. Spear connects onto Mihail. He might be a good enough target here for Canyon, who's still looking for some spears. The jump over, though. The Magnus Storm does absolutely nothing. Vital falls down immediately. And look at these health bars. They were already prepared by GENG. And it is just the last few shots to finish off Nongshim. 3 of them do make it out, but I don't think they're moving out onto the map anytime soon. As, they're not even out of the woods just yet. No interruption there on the skate over, but Jiwoo. Nongshim, I think this is just Baron, and they're just not allowed to play the game. There's too much poke.
Yep, they're just getting poked out, zoned out. Paze is just like not even gonna let them approach. He's standing there zoning off. He'll have to satchel away here.
Yep,
But he's still fine.
Does manage to do so, so the Baron is going to be secured here by GENG. Their health bars are relatively low, but Fisher is very, like, his health bar is extremely low to the point of he's dead. And now Vital is down to 50%. Oh, that was a beautiful shot there with the Mega Inferno Bomb. He got his eye in from that first one, as that was a bit cute.
No,
and Chovy is just waiting. He'll find the rocket jump, and just like Mario, is going to be able to take down the Lilia. And Pace just pushes another minion wave in, and this is what we were talking about, back-breaking plays and stuff like that. Now it is, yeah, Tristana and Ziggs with a Baron.
Yeah, and you could see that Nongshim definitely got the MO that they need to do something, but they don't really find a good attempt. Pace gets to jump over the wall, and then here it's getting chased down, poked down. You know, the engage comes through, but Chovy is a great buffer to disengage from it. And then in this situation, Chovy actually messes up his first jump, but gets a second.
Yeah.
Able to get away on that one. Yeah, just unfortunately, no real follow-up coming out. Pace goes a little bit ambitious with the flash there. But in this situation, just satchel away, and you're good. It's that easy.
The solar flare as well from Lehens was absolutely fantastic. I missed that the first time around. As yeah, Fisher has a trap on him and a whole bunch of stuff, so he is just going to go down. And then the Mega Inferno Bomb, unavoidable, unfortunately, even for a Zeri in that moment.
We can cut the cliff. We don't need to.
Yeah, we didn't really need to see this one. A little bit of a shit.
It's just brutal. And we do see Nongshim contesting the blue buff.
Yeah, and I don't think that GENG will allow that. As Lehens goes in, this is optimistic, although he is practically immortal. Jiwoo nowhere near the fight, so they're missing a fair bit of DPS. As now Pace is going to make his way over. The Magna Storm is decent. Keen going down low, but so is Mihail. Sylvie can't find an avenue into this fight whatsoever. Mihail nowhere to run. The circle's too big. And the front line is now lying on the floor. Fisher now in trouble as Sylvie just trying to watch out, eep away from the fight. And GENG, I think they're kind of finished with this game.
Yep, and they have the tower taking power just to end it right here and now. I don't think there's anything really...
Tower power. That's what they were talking about. It's like from Dune, you know, the desert power. This is tower power that GENG are exerting. As Jiwoo, he's going to try and find Keen. Might be able to get there, but the Primal Surge is going to be able to keep him healthy. Lehens just lines it up, takes a little while, and does actually fall down. Pounce comes through, takedowns there, and Mega Inferno Bomb is going to connect once again. Chovy, I don't know how he didn't die there. It just goes down extremely low. There's just not enough damage between the Rel and the Lilia, and the Nexus will be the next to fall down. Canyon goes gold, and the Nexus explodes before he's taken down by the Fountain. And GENG, I feel, kind of back after their loss to KT.
Yeah, business as usual. I don't think any surprises from GENG there. You know, my only criticism was could have got more plates. Other than that, pretty clean game. Yep. I feel like the problem is, even if you kind of weather the storm in the early game, like, GENG are not a team who need to just completely destroy you in the game.
I like it. So many people hide behind the signs. You may as well just do that.
The new meta.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many, like, you don't need, GENG don't need to just destroy a team in the early game to win. Once they get to the mid game, they just have such a good read on how to play the map, and they can just completely demolish. So, Nongshim, I'm not sure. You know, I don't think there's necessarily criticism of the draft in this situation, but maybe need to go a little bit spicier than this if they're going to take down GENG.
Yeah, it could be the way. I think also maybe Canyon's Nidalee needs a little bit of a look at. He's played it, I believe, like 11 times so far. Did lose on it one time into KT. I'm pretty sure one of the matches was on the Nidalee. But it is still something that they can leverage so incredibly effectively. Chovy somehow managed to top damage there as well in the end. And GENG, business as usual by the looks of things here, but they're going to have to do it again in game number 2. We're going to go to a short break. When we get back, Space going to break it down, and then we'll have game number 2. See you there.
딴다. 때리 살짝 나. 얘 나 다? 안 다. 나 이거 해볼게. 또 안 다. 저기. 저 들어가지고. 오 뭐야? 연결점.
The draft for game number 2, and there it is. So Nidalee just going to be taken away first up.
Start Nongshim. That's
bad.
called learning from the last game.
Heck yeah. And now
you know
they've...
what? That seems simple.
Uh-huh.
A lot of teams don't do that in the
Oh
LCK.
god, don't remind me.
Yeah, a lot of teams struggle with that. They have a bone to pick with Canyon. He got the POG last game. They're like, not again. Maybe they're Pays fans. They're like, we'll just ban all junglers so Pays can get the POG.
Oh, but maybe that means that Canyon then has to lock in something cool, and then everyone is just
like Shyvana?
Oh god. And then everyone's just too excited by this cool new pick, so they have to vote for him. You know, like, it does happen. All right, the Ezreal is still going to be banned away
Maokai
in the final spot.
Maokai open stands out to me.
Yeah.
Lee and Sedge also open as well, though, but I think Maokai is just very strong. So that's going to get locked away immediately. Now, over the side of GENG, they could opt to go for something like the Lily themselves if they really wanted to. They could leave like third pick for Chovy, see what the enemy team take. If they take like the Corki, you can take response to that. So you could just pick like, I mean, Ashe is up, yeah. Ashe pretty strong. Kind of got overlooked in the last draft, but you could go like Ashe Lilia.
Yep, Ashe Lilia doesn't sound too bad. Chovy could also, like, they could do Ashe Vi. They want to really go into the more dive style compositions that we have seen, because of course Vi has been very, very strong. The Canyon, not really as much of a Vi player. Doesn't really stand out to me as something that Canyon has looked phenomenal on. But the Tristana is still up and will be taken away, mainly to deny the Maokai-Tristana combination that has been very strong in the past.
It's interesting though, because you know Chovy obviously in the end of the game did well in team fights, skilled up, but like the laning phase is looking a little bit, you know, rough at times.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
There's Ziggs.
Tree and Ziggs.
You know, you got someone to hold them still. You got someone to throw the bomber. Oh man, this, you know, I said I wanted some more spice. This would be pretty, and who would play it? Who would play which, right?
Oh, that's true.
On the Smolder or Fisher on the Smolder?
You can hold the flex for as long as they want. And there's a bit of a grin on Fisher's face there as, no, he's not going to do it.
This kind of works in the sense that, like, when Maokai ults, you can just artillery.
Oh, no,
that
Fisher!
We nearly had Jid.
Yeah, we almost had Jid.
Oh, man. Well, Corki, no big surprise there. Just as you thought things were getting spicy, they aren't. But it is the Ziggs. You know, you got someone to hold them still. You have that long-range artillery, particularly into a immobile AD carry.
Oh,
it's very effective. And Lehens is going to bring out the Blitzcrank here.
It's the crank.
As a response, going for that pick potential. Leona banned immediately, no surprise. That Ziggs Leona very powerful.
Is it just like you ban Alistair as well and then you call it a day?
Yeah.
Just accept them playing Rel potentially?
That sounds pretty good. Rel can buffer Blitzcrank hook. So can Nautilus, to be fair. If you hook a wall as Blitzcrank grabs you, you out of it. Rel can do it with her W dismount. So definitely playable into the matchup. Alistair, you just get grabbed and then you just slam him in return. So it's kind of how it goes. But obviously Lehen's very confident on this pick. More jungle bans coming through. Nautilus will be banned, so respecting the interaction between them does make me think that maybe the Rel could just be the option for Vital here.
It might also be Lehen saying, I refuse to be out-hooked. Because, of course, you can't have two hook champions in the same... like, maybe if they had another ban, they'd ban Thresh. As one more ban to come through here for Nongshim. See whether they stay on the jungle train. There's already 3 of them. Yeah, 4 jungle bans now to come through.
You know what? It's interesting because...
That's Skarner.
Yeah. And was it on this patch that Skarner got... I think it was this patch we're currently on.
Yeah, Skarner did get some adjustments.
You know, I've heard people saying that Skarner in the jungle is a thing now after the changes. So, interesting to see where this goes. If it is the jungle Skarner, if it is the top lane Skarner that we've only seen...
we only saw before the nerfs, right?
Yeah, so just checking. He did get changed on 14-15 and then also got changed on 14-16. So 14-16 changes haven't come through yet. But obviously the 14-15 ones have. So maybe been playing the live patch, bit of Skarner. Like, you know what? I think it's still playable before. We'll see. We'll see if it goes top, if it goes in the jungle. Obviously, I think it would make sense to give Keen kind of pick in this situation. It will be that Rel. I don't think that's a big surprise.
Yep.
Can buffer and also has that follow-up CC. And the Gnar.
Okay.
I mean, it could be another Skarner, could not be. But I imagine it's going to be into whatever Keen picks here and now. But we'll see.
Is it a GP angle? That's what I'm thinking. He was watching Kingen have a really good time playing Gangplank earlier in the week. Maybe it's his turn to be a pirate. Just have to see what Keen does want to do. Lehens is the man in control, and a Jace pickup will be the angle here.
So it's Jace jungle. No, it's yeah, Skarner jungle. It's been really popular at the moment. People been running it with Heartsteel and Sterax, Megapod and Solo Q. Not sure if we'll see it with that build in Pro. Obviously, very different environment, but the pick itself obviously got a fair bit of strength. But, you know, Nongshim, a little bit concerned about the top lane matchup from Heil, but they do have the Ziggs Maokai Rel is pretty strong against like an Ashe.
Yeah.
You can just kind of throw everything. A little bit of an alley-oop.
It does feel like Nongshim have the stronger draft as far as just stuff that's pretty reliable at this point in time, but I just, I don't know, maybe the X factor will be enough. And of course, Lehens on his Blitzcrank, he is a POG magnet on this champion, and we'll see whether he can do it again.
Canyon and Pays arguing over who gets the last POG. Lehens is like, it's me.
Yeah, just swoops in, snaps that one up. How many does he have at the moment? As I'm just checking.
400.
400. So not necessarily a massive one.
400. Keen is on 500. So nowhere near enough to even contest.
Yeah, Pays and Canyon have kind of been running the show when it comes to that. But Nongshim definitely with a powerful draft here. GENG with another less standard pick, which we feel very good about. GENG off the wall with their picks outside of the Ashe, Tristana. Everything else is a little bit wacky, and we love to see it. Let's jump into the rift for game number 2. All right, having a bit of a dance party here, as of course Lehens choosing his all-time favorite skin on this champion. Has been playing it for a very long time.
It is the Grasp Skarner jungle.
Ooh.
So, you know, I imagine he might end up just going the build we've been seeing in solo queue, which is that Heartsteel Rush. I feel like in solo queue, it's an environment where you're going to be able to proc that a lot more as a jungler. So we'll see how it pans out, but I expect Canyon to be wanting to skirmish a lot. Obviously, if you're a laner, you get plenty of grasp opportunities, but as a jungler, less so.
Yeah, not as many of those. I did say that Jace was, you know, an off-the-wall pick. It's not. So that was a mistake on my part. But the Blitzcrank and the Skarner are definitely new ones and really do sort of play into what GENG could be going for here with a lot of pick opportunities.
Oh, they missed the ward.
Oh, no. Vital not quite able to get there. And Canyon going to be starting on a ward himself as Lehens already doing some Lehens things, not actually opting in for the hook here as Mihail does move his way over. And the lane swap will ensue.
It's just like playing bot lane. There's a Tristana Blitzcrank in your lane.
Yeah, there you go.
That's standard. Keen just going to be annoying Sylvie a little bit.
Yeah, Mihail is going to be in the area as well, so it looks like Sylvie is going to be all right. Still, Keen is dangerous if they're not both hitting him at the same time. They are going to back away. So Keen 1-0 on his Jace at the moment. Canyon, of course, has not played the jungle Skarner because it hasn't been a thing since the rework here in the LCK just yet. And, you know, there's a lot of champions that these GENG players have not lost on because they just haven't done a lot of losing. But Ashe is one of them. Just have to see whether this is going to be another opportunity. We could have a 6-gamer on our hands when it looked on the outset. You know, you looked at these matchups on paper for today, and you were thinking that we were going to be going home early.
Yep.
But this really has delivered here. We've got our money's worth for the League of Legends so far. We'll see whether Nongshim can bring us to the final moments.
Yeah, and it's not Ziggs, but I feel like the Ashe Jace pretty good still at getting those early plates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jace is definitely going to help out. Actually hitting it with his hammer here, as Keen is now going to teleport back towards his top side. Will be able to get himself in there as the plate does go over. Pays claims a bunch of that gold. Still, Jiwoo is going to be able to get down here, and with the teleport that you do have as the Ziggs, you can sort of get yourself around quite effectively. As there we go, 2 wins for Pyoshik here. That was actually used against GENG in KT's win. Really playing into the victories here for Maokai. And Maokai's only gone from strength to strength, right? Remember, like, I think it was game 1 that KT lost against GENG, right?
Yeah, wait, look. The last time the Skarner was played was when GENG lost to Bro.
Oh, man.
Literally
Umpty versus Peanut. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, that was a big upset at the time.
Oh, man. Feels good for Team Liquid, actually, moving towards Worlds if Lilia stays a powerful pick. Because, of course, Umpty has always been a great Lilia player. But anyway, we digress. We're traveling to other regions momentarily. As Hook going to go wide there from Lehens. He's testing the waters a little bit. And
oh, no.
A good time to put it on cooldown because Canyon's running through the wall. Not going to be able to pick up Vital here, who does crash down, but they do get the flash out of the Ziggs.
That's why you got to be so careful going aggressive with your satchel. It is your escape tool. You know, without your satchel, you're basically a Xerath, you know?
Yep.
You're a stationary artillery mage. And Jiwoo tries to go aggressive with it and ends up backfiring pretty heavily. Now, there is an angle here for Sylvie to get in. Not sure if Canyon channeled the recall, but if he's gone, this could be very dangerous.
You can see GENG actually kind of getting an inkling because they have a ward. So Sylvie on vision right now as Pei's going to just turn around. Looks like Lehens going to be in trouble. Twisted Advance does come on through. Sylvie's going to take another turret shot and down he goes. Pei's able to pick up that kill. A great answer here from GENG, but Pei's not out of the woods just yet. Vital cannot tank up the turret anymore though. And Nongshim will back away a 1-for-1 in the end.
Yeah, I mean, good moves from the Hens there. Waits for the last moment, flashes when Sylvie goes for his route, brings him under the tower. We'll see that on the replay here. So, you know, Vital goes early, give maximum amount of time. Lock the Hens up, sorry, give the most amount of time possible, but unfortunately, the Hens gets the tower, pulls Sylvie under, and then Pei's flashing in to follow up, but there's no cooldowns left to respond on this one.
And Pei's almost gets pulled back to his death, but just not enough extra damage to follow through as Canyon gonna just throw a rock to, cancel it back. Man, that really does feel quite frustrating, doesn't it? Who would have thought that a champion that just runs through walls is going to be good in the jungle at finding gank angles? Fisher is going to take a bit of damage here from an explosive charge.
Yeah, kind of Rek'Sai vibes. Oh no.
Oh dear. Once again, we're getting flashes.
Whoa.
Canyon cannot help but get a flash every time he enters the lane, or stops the back.
Yeah, stops the back there. But still, a lot of value. Canyon just kind of showing up everywhere. It looks like the bans from Nongshim, not enough to stop his POG attempts.
Indeed. And all right, Sylvie, let's see what he can do here as the battle for the grubs will ensue. Takes the first one. Canyon will find a rock here in the river. And Mihail does get the rotation over. Lehens turning up here at the same time as Vital's going to get hooked back. And now Chovy able to get those free autos down. Mihail does transform at exactly the right time, though, and it looks like grubs will just be picked up by Nongshim. Although that last one is going to reset. Nongshim not wanting to stick around here, as the Hex Flash going to be used here for Lehens just to try and frighten everyone. And now Keen has moved over. Canyon not level 6 just yet, but they still get the knock up onto Sylvie. Vital still at half health. Sylvie, the same story. The hook going to connect, but he's pretty tanky. Good crash down, gets the triple CC, and now Chovy getting amongst it. The explosive charge, the resets are coming in, and it's a mini-nah. So the Buster Shot's just going to take him down. Sylvie will be taken down as the triple kill comes through. And, yeah, this might be a Chovy game.
Oh, man, Sylvie, just let it go. You got 2 grubs. That's enough. That should be enough, but he stays. Tries to get the third one. You got to remember, you got no flash as well. And in this situation, you've lost Mega Gnar. Vital is half HP. He stays for the 3rd grub. And then, you know, he uses this route to dodge away from the grab, but it just, you know, it does the same thing. You gap close. Vital gets a good triple knockup, but then you're stuck in the fight, and Chovy jumps in. and just starts cleaning up. You can see Nongshim still hanging around, so like, hey, maybe you can fight this. No, you can't.
Yeah, and they did manage to get the Corki in there. Okay, we're gonna now look at the 1-2 punch here of the arrow into hook, as FaZe almost dies, but he's not going to. That is just a dead Ziggs. And the wombo combo here of the arrow into hook is very deadly.
Pretty potent. Yeah, now, 2 kills on FaZe, 3 kills on Chovy. It's looking pretty good for GENG in this one. I feel like last game wasn't as much of an early blowout, but this might end up being one.
Yeah, FaZe is pretty low, as now Lehens is burning. Sylvie will turn up, and Lehens just going to get bouncing bombed. The array of cats coming into this bottom side of the map will spell the demise of this Blitzcrank.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, this is Jiwoo going down pretty standard. No flash. Not sure if he had Satchel available or didn't have mana for it.
I think he had a biscuit, but didn't have enough mana to react fast enough.
Cool down. But either way, here, Lehen's still level 4. Managed to just basically burn everything onto him. And this final bounce and bomb does take him down. Pays too low to really stick around and fight, but probably for the best, because if he'd stuck around, Maokai was going to turn up. And yeah, well, Nongshim answer back a bit, so maybe the game isn't all doom and gloom, but still a concern when you're going up against this 3-0 Tristana and the 2-0 Ashe.
Yeah, and now Keen aggressive here towards his top side of the map, having a look at the gold. There is still a bit of a lead for Jiwoo, as Keen, Mini Gnar is not quite durable enough to go up against this Jace. Of course, it's exactly why Keen chose the champion. And Mihail is staying in it somewhat. Did manage to get the cheeky extra kill there. As Chovy got his triple kill, there was at least one picked up by Mihail onto Lehens. So that's good news. That is about where the good news stops. As first rate going to be claimed here, it's going to be a Chemtech. So we have some pretty decent dragons on the line. Not going to be a Hextech Soul this time around. We're getting the techs out of the way.
No, Vital. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to walk straight over and just get grabbed into death. I mean, he's a Rel with flash, he'd probably be okay.
I think he saw the ward go down as well, so if he had have walked over, that would have been on him.
Yeah.
Decided not to, and is going to live because of it. Certainly good news. So Fisher here in the mid lane will be able to have some free time to push this one out. Believe that Chovy should be able to be there to catch the wave.
Yeah, Jiwoo went the Archangel's rush.
Oh no.
No, not a fan. Not a fan. I think there are situations that can call for this, namely if you're into like actual assassins, but you're not in this situation, so.
Yeah. Wait, is Keen just going to come down and try to get this turret? Teleport was quite interesting.
Yeah, and there's actually people here to respond. They can go. They should make this happen.
Yeah, they're going to throw down the Nature's Grasp, but now Vital looking for that angle. Cleanse comes out from FaZe. Keen's the one that's in trouble, though. The Hammer Boot does come back, and I think that the teleport was ill-advised.
Yeah, certainly a decision that ends up backfiring, but I guess GENG can try and do the same to Jiwoo.
Arrow is sailing towards the top lane. There's the knock-up, and the setup is gorgeous. Here for Lehens, gives his teammate the old thumbs up as there's the flash twisted advance. FaZe could be he is in a lot of trouble. He's very, very dead. Mihail just going to gnar him into the wall. He's looking to throw some things at him, and we'll find that last boomerang. That's going to be enough. So this turret is now in a lot of trouble as the grubs are looking to be answered here by GENG.
It was a cool arrow, though.
It was.
So at least you have that going for you, but FaZe ends up going down. Both teams being very aggressive in this game, trying to find picks across the map, and honestly, overall, trading pretty evenly. Like, consider the fact GENG got that triple kill in that fight, and only 1 kill up overall. That being said, Chovy is leveraging that to get some damage on this tower.
Yeah, this is a fair bit as he sticks around for a while, and those grubs are now falling down. Keen with some spare time here on this top side as well, as that wave is going to be shoved in. So there are the 3 for 3 on the grubs. Canyon just leveraging the fact that Sylvie was towards the bottom side. So things pretty even, all things considered. Like you were talking about, 800 gold going to be the lead. There's that hard steal like you were talking about. Going to be coming in here for Canyon.
Wants to be the tankiest boy possible.
Indeed. He's on his way. All right, this was, after Keen teleports down towards the bottom lane to join, pays in hitting a turret.
Yep, just ends up backfiring. Didn't expect the immediate response coming out from the other side. That did mean they knew, though, that Jiwoo was alone. Lehen just being like, I will grab him here.
Yeah.
Fire here. And FaZe was like, okay. And then also dies. Yeah, unfortunately, Lahen's the one, and well, depends whose perspective you're from, because
나공 여기다 씀 여기다 씀.
I think Lahen's pretty happy he got the kill. He deserved it.
Yep. And he was looking at... Okay, never mind.
내가
Yeah, his
위치를 못 봤네.
spot's out.
조금만.
But
이거
Sylvie's there.
바텀에 태광 나오다 이거. 조금.
Yeah. Knows that he's dead. That's okay.
공 쓰다 위치를 못 봤네.
And calling out the flashes. But it doesn't unfortunately fall down. Another
Hard
hook.
not to watch the arrow go top, you know, you want to see it.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're not judging him for that one. Twisted Advance on cooldown, and now the Impale comes in. Sylvie is just being thrown around like a ragdoll, and Pays will be the one that ends up finishing off the kill.
And Canyon got a hard steel stack.
There you go.
We're
Grasp
tracking it.
as well, probably.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Nailing it.
Maximum health.
GENG now looking to try and push towards his bottom side. This turret has nothing in it.
Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no.
Oh god, okay, Lahens looks for the Hex Splash hook onto Fisher. Still 3 minions, but they're going to be falling down immediately. And so this turret not going to be falling on this wave, maybe on the next one, but there is a lot of wave clear on Nongshim's side.
Plates down in 5 seconds. You know, there's a decent amount taken on both sides, to be honest. I think GENG took more, though, overall. We'll see that in a second, probably on the graphic. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That was a pretty good hook. I think that one was blind. As Canyon chasing after him, Pays nails the arrow. Very nicely done. And this is what this comp does, right? Like you CC anyone, and then you can be just pulled to Narnia immediately afterwards.
Pretty much, and we will see, yeah, quite a few more plates. You know, I didn't think it looked like that much based on the tower health, but
Didn't quite look as much like double. But I think that bottom lane basically going down was
well, I think part of the problem is Nongshim didn't actually get all the gold for their plates.
Ah,
That's the
okay.
issue. So I think they had 500 gold, which, yeah, doesn't match up with how many plates they took. So unfortunately, Nongshim not capitalizing on all those plate takes. And as a result, GENG getting a fair amount of gold. But considering how much more they got out of the plates, the gold lead's not that crazy. But that does feel kind of scary. This is
This is
just bullying.
Yeah, so Fisher got shoes. And then, yeah, Chovy went to the toy store.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a little bit unfair. Chovy now just going to get to work on this dragon, and with Blade of the Ruin King and his fidget spinner now completed, he is just able to eat through this extraordinarily quickly. And that's just going to go down. So I guess that's just a free dragon angle.
Yeah,
there it is.
And now we see the soul, and it's Mountain.
Okay.
Mountain.
For a heart steal,
Pretty good.
Skarner.
Pretty good. Pretty safe one to say that's a solid soul. So, yeah, GENG, the goal lead's not insane, but 2 dragons definitely going to feel nice in this one. Now, Chovy could be in trouble.
Yeah, Fisher going to rotate over. Explosive charge comes in, and there is the Nature's Grasp. Vital, able to line up the stun very nicely. They're not risking anything. The arrow going to be flashed beautifully by Fisher, but Chovy's still able to stay alive for long enough. And now Lahens is moving in. Canyon trying to rocket his way forward. The turret does go down, but so will Vital. And I believe that Sylvie is also going to fall because Keen is there for the DPS. And they're just going to leave him alive for a little bit longer. To the skies, says Keen, and is going to be able to zap him down. A triple kill for the Jace.
Yep, looking pretty good. 4 Keen clean up on that one, but importantly, Canyon got another hard steel stack.
There we go, 46 now.
That's the metric we're measuring by, I think. And GENG up to a pretty decent start with that one already. And now that gold lead, still not super substantial because of that tower take. But yeah, this is definitely not the ideal in terms of kills, in terms of the Jace getting all the kill gold. This doesn't feel good. This is a great flash from Fisher, by the way.
Very nice.
Immediately died.
Yep, but, 600 gold as well for the shutdown.
Yeah. I think that's one of the problems, is that the shutdown gold goes over to Vital, not the ideal person. You get this tower in the bot lane, but I think the local gold also went to Vital.
Yeah. Vital's going to be real tanky, man.
Yeah, they did at least get the top tower, but that's why the gold lead hasn't opened up that much. But if you think of where the gold has gone, Keen, the main benefactor, definitely who you want to have it.
Well, look at that setup for the Mega Inferno Bomb. Vital's taking no damage at all. Whoa. As Lahens really wanted another friend, so he landed another hook.
He could have flashed over the wall, and I was like, nope, I'm flashing. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So definitely, certainly a decision of all time. Oh, Chovy.
Yeah. Chovy might be in trouble now as well, as he's able to buffer the rocket jump, but is just going to get smashed back. And Fisher has a lot of DPS. Still manages to get a bit of a reset here as Vital moves in. And look at that health bar, man!
Please don't take the kill, Vital. I think
Yeah.
Aftershock is
Yeah,
going to take it. You've got enough gold, buddy.
That would have been so funny. But is able to give it over to Fisher. Definitely the best option was at their disposal. So nicely done, delivering money to where it needs to be. And this gold gap is under 1,000.
Yeah, it's not too bad, all things considered. This feels less bad than last game, but even it has a similar feel where it's like, well, you know, it's GENG, and they have a lead in some areas, but the gold lead isn't that big. It's still very playable for Nongshim.
Well, now Canyon and Lehens are moving in.
What?
This Rift Herald is... okay, this might be 50-50. Oh, he just
man.
steals it. He just steals it and gets a heart steal stack immediately afterwards and just waddles up.
The thing is, Sylvie, auto the eye. Like, you want to be, as a jungler, you auto the eye to sync it with your smite. So you pick the time.
Oh, no.
And Canyon stole it despite that. I mean, to be fair, I think one factor is that Canyon has his fully upgraded smite and Sylvie doesn't.
That probably plays into it.
It does, but yeah, not ideal.
Yep. Also, you can see the animation, I guess. I mean, there's stuff. It felt like a 50-50, and it was won by Canyon there. So all of the work done by Nongshim, and then Canyon just goes and steals it all away. As this was good for Nongshim.
Yeah, this was good. The hands with the aggressive flash.
So he... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And then this moment here, Sylvie does eventually catch on to Chovy, but it takes a lot of time. Good thing Vital is here just to cover it up, make sure Chovy can't get away. With the Navori, obviously, you can stack up another bomb so soon, you can potentially get another jump. We're not going to see a replay of the Herald situation. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like, no smite flip is ever, like, a true, like, it's actually, like, 50-50 chance. And being on the objective and hitting the eye gives an edge to Sylvie, which is why it's kind of remarkable that Canyon got it. But again, he had the strongest smite, so there's always lots of caveats to every situation, but Canyon doing a good job there.
Definitely is. I think that Pace is going to be pretty important come this mid to late game, as he's the one that does have the CC that is tenacityable.
Yeah.
And there aren't any Merc Treads at all. And so if an arrow lands,
There's a lot
you're
of ninja
stunned
tabby, yeah.
forever.
And also, I mean, I guess Skarner has the stun when he slams you into a wall.
Yep, true.
We nearly have the Manamune stacked from Keen. Not too long to go for that. Fisher just finished his, but needs like 15 stacks. So both teams probably feeling like they're pretty powerful now. I will say that Jiwoo's been on that haunting guys for a while. He probably has a Leandries in base. If he gets a Leandries, it's oh no.
Yep, arrow going to connect, and there's the hook, and that's a dead rel.
Just as I was going to say, it's go time.
Yeah, well, it was go time, just wrong team.
Yeah. Oh, wait, they're TPing Chovy top.
Uh-huh. Well, there's a TP for Jiwoo as well. Wait a second. Is Jiwoo just dead? Mega Inferno Bomb. The flash out, another hook. And there goes Fisher. This is such a weird game. It felt like it was a mistake from GENG, but it's not. And now do they just get Baron? Huh?
What's going on?
I don't know, man.
What is that passage of play?
Teleports, baby. Or something like that. I don't know, maybe the space can break it down. Nature's Grasp is coming in here as Vital finds a great Magnus Storm in that backline. Chovy's going to be ripped to shreds, but Keen's still there for the damage. A massive Nara into the wall, a great hook onto Vital, and Pay's kind of ignored in this fight. Baron doing gigantic DPS in this, and it's a jungle battle. Yeah, Sylvie's the last man standing.
Still alive. Imagine if Ziggs was here with an ult. Oh, it's so sad. Fisher's like, I want these kills. You ain't getting them, buddy.
No. Yeah, they were all on 6 health or something.
He wants hard steal stack.
Did he get it?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
180. He got a load. He was at like about 70 before. Oh.
Arrow?
No. Well, this might
could
be
just keep watching.
Dragon for Nongshim, but GENG definitely getting a lot out of that passage of play. The Goldie kind of ballooning a little bit.
Okay,
guys,
so
they're going to fight you on this, just to let you know.
yeah, Lehens will hook anyone in range of a hook.
Oh, I guess not.
Okay, they're just going to back away.
I'm surprised. Some restraint in this game. That is a shock.
That is very weird. I don't know whether I like it.
This is such Oh, Vital?
Vital walking the wrong direction. Does crash over the wall, so that's going to be fine. Lahen's not going to go for any sort of hook right now.
I feel like we're probably going to get a replay up, and just as I'm like, well, okay, it's going to cut out the replay because GENG are starting Baron or something.
Yep. They might do that now.
Yeah, you know, why not?
Well, because it's dangerous, and last time it didn't go super hot.
Yeah, but I feel like the spirit of this game has kind of been,
Yeah.
why not?
No, I think you're exactly right. Shock Blast not exactly doing gigantic damage at this point in time, but how are you supposed to face check GENG ever? Or just how do you react to Lahen's doing this? Yeah. Just tells the Maokai to be quiet.
Well, now your jungler's dead and there's a Baron, but the enemy team has a lot of poke, and Keen just lost like 2/3 of his health bar.
Does have teleport, so in theory could go back and recharge that health bar if he likes. But Canyon and Chovy already getting to work.
Mihail's Mega's just
they used both of their scryers at the same time as well. That is very, very sad. They're going to use another one here as Mega Inferno Bomb is going to split up GENG. This could be a repeat, but now a teleport is coming in from Keen. Arrow is not going to quite find the target now as the satchel is good. Keen 100-0, and Vital super duper tanky. Actually buys a lot of time for his team. Great hook though onto Mihail, who is still mini-nah. Able once again to take down Lahen's as he falls, but Pays and Chovy still up and available. Mid and bot lane, just 2 versus 2, trying to take one another out. Chovy just barely surviving. Hextech Minefield doesn't do enough. And I guess you just walk out and say, not even close.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the 5th person from GENG who's escaped on like microscopic levels of HP in this game. You know, sometimes we see GENG having a super controlled game, and it's like, okay, yeah, smart, structured, this is how they win. This one just feels like they're just hands dipping.
Yeah.
Not by a large amount, like by the smallest increments. Yeah, this is certainly one of the TPs you can do.
If he was Malphite, it would have been really cool.
Oh yeah, it would have. And then, you know, Lahen just goes down in Mihail. And in this situation, Fisher and Jiwoo have burst, but not really the DPS. And Jiwoo starts to run out of mana, which is impressive considering he went Seraph. And he nearly gets Chovy, and then Chovy, I think, gets the healing, the absorb life, and the minion, and just survives. Tragedy, truly.
Yeah, bit of a gimme.
Oh, Vital, not again. Leave.
Yeah, he does take a volley to the face as Lahen's charges up the Hex Splash.
They just Ziggs ulted the Baron a check. Well, they're not.
Yeah, that's because they used a trillion Scryer's orbs on it last time around. And so all of those are now on cooldown.
They've nearly got one back.
Yeah, there we go. So Jiwoo does have his back.
No, Vital, don't do it. You have the scuttle there.
All right,
You've seen Canyon, you know you're good. You've seen Lahen's, you're fine.
Lahen's is back in the Phosphorus vision.
You hit someone with a rocket. Maybe, okay, you saw a little wolf, right? And okay, now you gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Little sapling.
Yeah, sapling does go in there.
Oh,
wait.
That late sapling!
Wait. Oh, kitty cat! Oh no, they think that
You has
Oh god. Oh no! Oh, Pays is going to give it away as the arrow does fly on over, but the Baron's gone. The hook is going to connect. Sylvie dies as well. Oh, the little kitty cat let him down. Oh, it's a bit of a shame as the Magnet Storm does come through. That is a great wombo combo, but the flashes do come out. Canyon gets the shield back, and now Pays out of trouble for the moment, continuing to rain down these arrows as Lahen's, he really wants to find another hook. You can feel it.
Mega Nod, do it. I tell you.
I mean, don't ask him too loud.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, but also a little bit lazy from the little kid.
Yeah.
Look at this little cat. Look at him. Just sitting there doing nothing. Oh, now you're doing something.
A little bit too little too late. However, did still do something.
You can never rely on cats, man.
Well, that's the thing.
I love cats, but you don't give them a job. That is a mistake.
You don't give them a task that is not something that they've decided to do autonomously. That is 100% true. So it's a little bit on Sylvie there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's a misplaced faith.
Yeah, we love the cats anyway.
Yeah, they're doing their best. The best just isn't great.
It's not really it. It's not great when used in a MOBA, you know, to try and defeat your opposition. It's great, you know, if you're at home and you just want some company.
Yeah.
maybe not even necessarily as great there because sometimes they just don't want to hang out with you, but that's fine. Okay, Nongshim now need to try and defend their base from this Baron, and once again, it is a Tristana situation, and the explosive charge, yeah, it's just going to evaporate this one, as the arrow was optimistic at best, but honestly didn't really matter too much because they're still going to be able to break this base. Top lane, you've got Fisher trying to take down an inner turret, does succeed at doing that, but it's still not really as good as taking down this inhibitor turret as well as the inner on that bottom side, and that is going to spell a 3.3k Red Bull Baron power play into Soul Point here for GENG.
Yeah, not really much you can do to contest this one. So Nongshim definitely on the back foot, on the back of that Baron, really put them in a deficit. And you saw a little bit, like in the following fight, what the comp can do, right? You have the hold them stillers,
yep,
which is the Maokai and the Rel, and you have the boom boom damagers, which is the Corki and the Ziggs. You can see the logic behind it, but it's getting harder and harder to find angles for that, especially when GENG gets so far ahead. You know, Pays has a Bloodthirst, it has a Phage as well, so getting pretty bulky.
Yeah.
Hard to make that poke stick.
Yeah, this is it's a pretty scary GENG at this point in time. They have all of a sudden an 8,000 gold lead off the back end of this, Soul Point on top of it, so the map control does go up. Only 15 seconds left on this Red Bull Baron power play, and that hasn't really expanded since they took that bottom inhibitor, but it's a bottom inhibitor, right? And so the next Baron is likely to belong to GENG as well, as the arrow is going to connect onto the Rel here as Jiwoo's in trouble. Chovy has just kind of found the Ziggs, and Vital goes in and will go out via the Death Chamber. It is going to be Pays that locks down that kill, and now Chovy just getting to work on this turret, doing what he does best on this Tristana. As Lehens looking for an angle. Who's the POG for this game, by the way, if GENG wins?
You know, I think it might just be Lehens.
Yeah, I'm thinking it, but like, what about that weird flash hook situation and stuff like that? Was there enough wacky moments for it not to be? I think it still has to be, right?
Wacky moments are part of the charm.
Yeah, and it's part of the Blitzcrank way. How are you supposed to play this champion if you're not doing that? As he's going to find an
okay,
just barely.
Not my POG.
Needed an extra link in the chain there.
Imagine if you could buy rapid fire cannon on Blitzcrank and it made your
extended hook range.
Yeah.
That would actually be sick.
That would be pretty dope.
I feel like people may complain.
A lot of people. Yeah, it seems like you didn't need it here, though. Helps when there's the arrow to set it up, and then the Impale immediately after. What? Canyon walked away and didn't get a Heartsteel stack?
That's crazy.
Well, he's definitely out the POG contention now.
Yeah,
180.
Still sitting
he's
on 180.
for 80. Shameful.
Yep.
Shameful.
That's not what you want to see. There's a Heartsteel stack walking up to you right now.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah. It's a little
Look,
bit
if you're going to play a champion with Heartsteel, you have to be a fiend for the stacks, right? That's part of the play style, you know?
Yeah. It's a way of life.
It's like how, as a Ziggs player, you have to be a fiend for the plates.
Uh-huh. And we see a lot of Ziggs players not necessarily do that. As Canyon is just going to tunnel through the wall. Look for Mihail. Not going to be able to find him there as Chovy pushing another wave towards his top lane.
I will tell you that. He is very, very bulky boy.
He does have 4,000 odd health, which is quite a lot. And he can pick up rocks and stuff, throw them from his tail hand. And it's very, very cool. As Lehens, can he find another hook? As Chovy just shooting Mihail.
Yeah, it looked like a situation where Mihail was like, oh, you really want to step up? And Chovy just kind of left-clicked. It's like, yeah.
Do you?
Oh, and then he autos a wave 3 times and he's full HP.
Well, arrow is once again hit the turret. That logic applies.
Yeah, they are sieging against the Ziggs, so not making too much progress here. I don't think you need a Maokai ult there.
Well, Nature's Grasp still going to be employed as the Impale doesn't do a whole lot, but look at that AoE damage. It is kind of gigantic. Vital going to sacrifice himself. Both supports do fall down though, but Pays just being gatekeeper. Sylvie going to go down. Mihail does manage to get the Skarner, but what's happening here? The flash to the skies from Keen as he was about to win the game. Now he just wants to grab a couple of kills because there are no Nexus turrets left. Now Chovy's going to turn up after teleporting in, and the game is just kind of going to end in this moment right now. There it is. And GENG will find the 2-0, and they are on track to creating that plus 32 record. Remember, guys, in the LCK, the highest game score to finish the season on is 30, set by GENG themselves. They could make it to 32. They've currently equalized themselves in this win here.
Doing a pretty good job. Obviously depends on the 100 Life Esports series, but GENG looking in good form. Bit of a strange game. You know, the early game feels like in both games, Nongshim holds it pretty well in the early game, then the mid game comes. The first one, it was like that gradual, you know, the macro play from GENG was better, the gathering more resources from the map. Their second game, it was just the weird teleporting.
Yeah, there was a lot of weirdness. And it wasn't just Nongshim, it was like
Chovy, it was like clearly, like, because we didn't get to see the replay.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, we've probably got Dragon, we don't need Chovy, Chovy go top. And then they saw Chovy top, and G was like, oh, we can flank him, and it's like, you're a Ziggs, though. And then Gen G were like, why is Ziggs here?
Yeah.
And then they killed Ziggs.
And Gen G were already halfway to top anyway.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of fine.
Bit odd.
That was a passage of play. And hopefully we get to see it again when we head over to the space. But Gen G, business as usual here as Lehens grabs the cameraman once again. I think he might have done it. Maybe it's 500, equalizing Keen in
how
the
many
POG score.
Honestly, this is how you know Lehens are selfless. He could easily break 1,000 POG points if it just every game was like, coach, give me Blitzcrank. Okay, there you go. Oh, there's your POG. There you go. There's your POG, just repeatedly. Yep. Yeah, a great strategy, but he's not about that life.
And even in games where I don't want to vote for Lehens' his Blitzcrank because I know he's just monopolizing the POG, I would find myself still writing it down in the column. You know, I just can't help it.
I legitimately think it'll have been done to break up the argument. It'll be Pays and Canyon, you know, they finished game one and they're like, hey, dude, you took my... They'll literally been bickering and Lehens just put steps between them and goes, neither of you getting it.
Yeah, don't worry, guys.
Look, if you can't behave, neither of you will get it.
And he had a great game. His hook accuracy was fantastic, even when he probably didn't want it to be.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's just like he finds his angles, someone's isolated, he grabs them. This one, obviously, Sylvie dodged, but, you know, kind of cost them anyway. I don't know if it's going to be unanimous. Lehens, I don't think he was super impactful. Canyon also had that nice little spree in the early game where he got everyone's flashes. Pays was pretty good in team fights. I feel like this is the thing.
He played Skarner as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is the thing I feel like with Gen G this season compared to last season. I feel like there's so many good choices when it comes to POG. It just feels like there's a solid argument for a lot of players in their team because they're all winning and they're all doing pretty good.
They have good players. That is probably why Gen G are looking so good. This was a great flash from Fisher. But ultimately, the rotation over from Gen G just a little bit too crisp. They always just seem to have more people ready to collapse.
But also, it just, you know, these games felt winnable for a surprisingly long amount of time, considering it's first, 8, and not just first, 8, but Gen G.
Not to mention the fact that, like, it started with a Chovy triple kill.
Yeah. Like, a lot of games, that happens, and you're just ready to call it over. But Nongshim holding on for a while at least, then, you know, they'll eventually, something goes wrong and that'll be enough. The arrow misses here. And it's so funny because Nongshim were like, look, we need to do something. Jace is in our base. And then Jace continues. Jace, like, watch this. Like, Keen walks over. He's like, okay, Shock Blast, my job's done. See you guys later. And he's just like, oh, guys, I didn't think, and the team are, like, fighting and stuff. And Keen's just like, I'm going to kill Nexus Towers.
Yeah. And the Shock Blast did do a lot of damage. So honestly, maybe his work was done.
Yeah. He does hit the minions there, though, when he tries to go for the kill. And then Fisher Valkyrie's in. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, oops. Keen just sort of surprisingly pretty fed after, you know, mainly being in side lanes for a lot of the game.
He had that triple kill at one point. That was quite a lot of gold.
Yeah, it was. As now we're going to have a look at that damage. Chovy does manage to top it, 15k ahead of his opposition,
you know
but Keen still did a lot.
Chovy was focused doing a lot of damage because that 0.001 we saw at the start.
I actually feel like perhaps he has found an edge.
Oh,
wait, did he earn too much gold though?
He might have earned too much gold. That's the problem because it was damage per gold.
Yeah.
And I can certainly say Fisher got less gold than him.
So it might be that the efficiency is still on Fisher's side.
This is Chovy's problem. He gets too much gold, so
yeah.
know.
We'll have to look into the stat coming into their matchup against Humble Life Esports in a couple of days, but this one is over, and it's now time for us to throw it over to the space to break it down.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the POG interview translation. And in today's second match, Gen G secured a very clean 2-0 up against Nongshim Rat Force. Let's hear from Canyon Pace, the POGs on the side of Gen G. Paze, by winning today's POG, you have secured a player of the split award. How do you feel?
받아본 적이 없는데 이렇게
I have never won one so far, so luckily I got a POG today and I'm happy to be able to get the player of the split. In Canyon, you also got one POG today, scoring to 900 points. You might feel a little bit disappointed that you cannot be the player of the split though. A little bummed, but still I'm very happy that we won the match today. Paze, your performance today was like a textbook. You showed a perfect gameplay against Nongshim. Were there any areas that the team focused on after the KT series? We mostly focus on our performance heading towards playoffs, and also after the defeat, we also kind of refined on the bottom lane play as well. Canyon in the first game, GENG first picked Nidalee on the blue side, and then quickly logged in Renekton and Tristana to complete your top side. What was the strategy behind this draft? We were just pretty confident in just finishing the topside comp early on in the first phase and then finishing the bottom lane in the second phase. And Paze in that game as well. The enemy banned Ezreal, Ashe, Senna, and then you went for Ziggs Leona comp. How confident are you in your champion pool? I mean, if you practice, you can always go for a new champion on stage. And I think Ziggs is actually a meta champion and also viable. Also, Canyon, Nidalee is one of your most played champions, and you are the owner of the Nidalee World Champion skin. So, are you satisfied with your performance today? I think I was able to land a lot of spears, but the team fight was not on point, so I'm not that satisfied. Also, in Game 2, you picked Skarner for jungle. A lot of people expected it to appear in the next patch. What was the reasoning behind this pick? So we tried it in scrims and practices, and we thought it was very viable. And then we wanted to give it a shot today. And I think it's a decent tank jungle pick. Then how was the grasp of the Undying Skarner? Was it powerful? As long as you land your ult, it's pretty good. But my ults are not ulting well, so you have to, be able to land your ults in order to make it powerful enough. And heading into the playoffs, I think it's still very good because it even receives a buff. And Paze in the bottom lane, you quickly picked Ashe and then Lians followed up with Blitzcrank. What strategy did you prepare for the bottom lane? So Ashe was up and available, and it's a really strong pick, so we went for it. And the Lians, it was pretty vocal and confident about the Blitz pick, so we let him pick Blitz. And there was a 2v2 double AD carry fight alongside Chovy today in that game. And your kill catching ability is remarkable. What do you think about your performance? Similar to Sejuani Blitz we used in MSI, Ashe Blitz is pretty similar because on the Nongshim side, no one could actually take the arrow, so it was pretty easy for me to get the kills today. And there was a fantastic kiting moment from you near the end, so let's take a look at this replay. Could you break down your play for us? I mean, to be honest, I didn't think that I was doing good because I had to follow up on the top side in that team fight, and then I was focusing on the right-hand side rather. Because we could have just taken down the damage carries earlier, but I was just focusing on the opposite side, so it's a bummer though, actually. Well, moving on, GENG's global emote, the Genrang Dab, is set to be released on the August 28th. Do you like it? I think it's just so cute. I think it's gonna be really cute and also fun to use in game.
일단 너무 귀엽게 나온 것 같고.
It's so cute, to be honest.
귀여운데 선글라스.
I mean, Genrang, he's already really cute, but he's now wearing a sunglass. He's wearing the sunglasses, so it's even cuter, so I love it. Finally, this Sunday, you will face Hana Life Esports in the final match of the regular season. It's a showdown between the first and second place teams, and if you guys get a 2-0 win, you will break the record for the best game score in the regular season as well. What are your resolution going into this hype match? That's gonna be the last match before the playoffs, so I think we really have to be fully ready to showcase the best performance possible. Yeah, that is the match right before the playoffs, and we're going up against a strong team, the second place team, so I hope we can continue the momentum throughout the last match and also the playoffs and display the best performance. And this will be the end of the POG interview, and back to the space. Thank you.